This past weekend against the Bulls is probably the best rugby experience I've ever had. I want to leave the jersey in a better place. Can you imagine Kainan and Currie and Grant Williams and all those guys playing for Boland? All the talent that goes out comes back because we've got the financial backing of wonderful sponsors now. You know, we've got Sanlam and Puma and Puma and all every Uma you can name.
Here we go, Ruckers. It is that time of the week again. This is Behind the Ruck. This is episode 110. This is your boys. We ready, we excited for a fun-filled episode. Guys, I am the short guy. Oh, I am the round guy. Oh, I am Paige. I'm the co-host. Next to me, Party in Crime.
Your other co-host is Juan de Jong in the building. Hey, partner. It's showtime. 110. Hey,
110.
110.
It's baie nou actually,
yeah. It's counting up. Who counts?
Exactly.
Who cares, yeah.
Ruckers, and we are proudly supported by SuperSport Bet. Download the app, get your skin in the game, make the switch right now. Okay,
Yes.
Party, but before we get started,
Where are we first of all?
we at Dimmersfontein
in Wellington.
In
Yes, in Wax. Wakabiri.
Wakabiri. Beautiful farm, eh?
Yes, yeah. It's about time you come to Wellington. In the summer, it's Wellington, okay? 45 degrees. It can heat up sometimes, yeah.
Exactly. But Wiki, how are you doing?
Nah, I'm good, yeah. I can't complain. I mean, it's been one of those weekends, not very good for our South Africans. I mean, luckily, Boland saved my weekend at the end of the day. But yeah, all good my side. And yourself, buddy?
Party, look, luckily, Ruckers, while we're recording this episode, the Proteas this morning, Tuesday morning, won again. That's why I'm proudly South African, okay? Even the weekend was tough.
Yeah, the weekend was
tough.
It is what it is. We move on into the next weekend. Exciting time.
At least for you, Boland won. All of my teams lost.
All of your teams.
It was Bulls lost, Springboks lost, Proteas lost, Driekers lost, Manchester United lost. That's 5 spanne in one weekend.
Not lekker.
Niks lekker nie. It's the same as me and my beard, okay, Ruckers? Party, so Friday, I go to a barber, different barber.
Yes,
Different barber, and he's cutting my hair and he's putting in a fresh fade, and I'm lying down, Ruckers. And now I'm drifting off asleep, and I just hear zzz.
Gone back.
Gone. Moustache gone. I haven't felt that.
Yeah. But why did you go to a different barber? Price tag. What's going on?
It's a bit of price tag, but also I was pushed for time. I had to go get on the road, drive to Heidelberg. It's a lesson that I learned, but it was a hard lesson.
It's a hard lesson. Eh?
Okay?
It's a cheap lesson.
Die bollepie is baie lang.
Yeah, it's in 12 hard years. Okay.
Hy gaat ons.
Harde baard, yeah.
Yes.
Let's get cracking. I mean, what to expect on Behind the Ruck? Okay, we're going to start it off with the Dream Team. Okay, it's number 6. And this one is fire. It's hot. Okay, number 6. And then afterwards, we got the results and fixtures. Obviously, results and fixtures with the Currie Cup, but most important, the big one that's coming up at the DHL Stadium. It is the Wallabies, the Springboks, and the Wallabies taking each other on. Okay, and then we've got our guest in the building. We're here for a reason. Man. Okay, we've got the one and only Sidney Tobias in the house.
Hey,
the hooker. Hey,
Pankop.
Hey, the Rock. Okay, the Rock. We've got him in the building. I mean, what a legend. We're going to chat to him, see what's up to. Okay, what's happening in the Boland, what's happening in his life. I mean, a legacy indeed and a chapter indeed. So sit back, relax, strap yourself in. It's showtime. It's your number 1 rugby podcast.
Let's go.
Hey, straight into it. Hey, partner, let's get straight into it. Okay, Dream Team, number 6. We speak about the big one. Okay, this is a tough one. Okay, the nominees for this weekend is Skalkberger, Rassie Erasmus, Sia Kulisi, Francois Lowe, and Francois Pinard, the SuperSport Dream Team. Partner, talk about a tongknoppertjie. Hey?
This is probably one of the toughest ones that we've had when it comes to discussing the Dream Team, making the number 6 selection. It's probably between, for me, Party Ruckers. It's between Scala and Sia.
Dr. Rassie? No. Francois Pinard? That changed
I was too young for Francois. So only thing I remember about Francois Pinard is the photos with him and the World Cup.
Yes.
I didn't physically remember watching him play.
But that moment is big enough.
Yes, fair enough.
Front to 50,000 people. What?
So you're going with Francois?
No, I'm not saying that. Okay. What I'm saying is, don't drop everything. What about Francois low? Not hot, but low.
No, look,
it is a tough one.
Also excellent. But and this is what makes the Dream Team selection so tough. Because all 5 of those boys are legends.
Yeah, 100%.
All of them are legends. But we can only select one.
We can only select one.
And they got to make their vote on supersport.com, party.
Guys, please go check it out, supersport.com. Okay, Dream Team.
And who are you making your vote for?
If I have to look at this, guys, it's a tough one. It's one. Last week was a bit of an easy one, but this week is coming in hot. Okay, every week it's coming in hot. But for me, Francois Low was an awesome rugby player. I've played with him a couple of times. He made me famous. He put me into space. But I will put him to the side. You spoke about Francois Pinar as well.
Yes.
I haven't seen a lot of him when I was still a little lighty.
Off to the side.
But at moment, 30 years ago when he lifted that and that speeches and stuff and the captaincy and the leadership was awesome. So put him to the side. Okay?
Oh, I thought you were going with him. Sorry.
And then Rassie Erasmus as well. Very good player around the park. Okay. Very brilliant coach. Dr. Rassie, brilliant coach.
But it's
to the side.
Dream Team now.
Okay. To the side as well.
Okay.
Then it's the 2 big boys, Siya Kolisi and Skalkberger. Oh, there's a big one. My gut says, I know obviously, I think the people are going to vote for Siya Kolisi, double World Cup rugby winner. But I'm going to go with Skalkberger for this one. What Skala done this past couple of years was absolutely fantastic. He's changed the game, the Incredible Hulk a couple of years ago. But not only that, his whole journey, the way his leadership afterwards, captaining the Springboks a couple of times for the Stormers as well, but also his comeback as well. For his comeback, in hospital, almost on his dying bed. We had him on the podcast as well, coming back from that injury to play for Green and Gold again after the doctors told him never again. That was special. Sia's also, it's a tough one for me, but I'm going with Skalkberger. That's one that I looked up to when I was a kid to play with him. It's actually awesome. So my vote goes to Skalkberger.
Buddy, I'm going to go for Siya Kolisi, Rakus.
Collision in the ball.
I'm going to make my selection for our captain. 2 World Cups that he's
100%.
won. He's been to 3 World Cups. Nearing 100 caps for the Springboks. And this Dream Team needs a captain, okay?
Yeah.
We've gone for Hooker for Malcolm Marx.
Okay.
There was no John Smith. It was Malcolm Marx. Okay? Any team needs a leader that provides...
But Francois Pina also leader?
Yes. But I'm not going to go with Francois.
Okay.
I'm going to Lexium Tanda Kolisi. And just the way that he has changed the way South Africa sees the Springboks.
100%,
and the way he's played in the past 2 World Cups especially.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, his leadership is something else.
No, and for me, the way he plays, so his counter-ruck ability, his carrying ability.
100%.
I know Skalkie has been awesome, and this is why it's so tough, but I'm going to back Siam Tanda Kolisi, okay?
100%,
Captain, my captain. Siam, my vote goes to you. Rakus, go make your vote on supersport.com.
Yeah, Sia, if you're at number 8 as well, at number 8, Sia does these things. But that is the Dream Team. Guys, go check out supersport.com/Dream Team. Go make your vote. Okay, we've made our votes, okay? Partners, is it straight into results?
Yes.
Let's see what's happening, especially Currie Cup as well. It's been week 3, a couple of good results. It was Griquas versus Sharks, 26-17 on Friday. Pumas, Lions, with 1 point for the Lions on Saturday. VP losing to Cheetahs also on Saturday. And then Sunday, Boland. Hey?
Okay.
Boland. Paratu. Huh?
First off,
against
quickly,
the Blue Bulls.
Stormers logo. Thoughts on it?
I'm still warming up to it.
Okay.
It's something different. I must understand more where they're coming from. I understand what they're trying to do with the stripes and everything, with the stadium and everything.
But the look, just the look of it.
I'm still warming up to
Okay.
it. I'm not going to say I don't
tough.
like it yet. I don't want to say I like it. It will grow on to me probably going forward. But, history is history, and I kind of love the old logo. But
Yes. Look, and I'm not a designer, Rakus. I just would have thought, how the Bulls one still has the old school daisies,
Yes,
the daisies still in there. I would have thought that maybe the Stormers could have a little bit of WP. Die ou Weste provincie nog ietsie daarin, maar hij is weg. Okay? Dat is een nummer 8 of een ja.
Hey, los die goedjes. Okay. Heel toiletpapier.
But it was weird seeing the logos at the stadium because the new logos is up at the DHL Stadium already. I think all of us is going to take a bit of time
to get used to it,
and hopefully there will be a lot of jerseys that the Stormers sell with a new logo on.
That's coming out soon as well.
Maar die BP wen nie in die Currie Cup nie.
Sukkel, yeah. But Currie Cup, Boland, 11,000 people Sundays. You say there's something there. They find something nice. Wellington, Boland Stadium. 11,000 people coming out 3 from 3 at home. They're building a fortress.
Look, it's the atmosphere. It's the beer garden behind the poles. It's the people dressing up. It's people posting on social media. It's all of the fans running onto the field after the game. And it feels and looks a lot more like a lot more than 11,000.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. I think also it's so good for Currie Cup. They respect the Sunday games is so cool. You get to watch it on the couch while there's nothing on the telly really. And they are delivering in the way they're playing.
Yep, quality.
It's not just the people flocking into the stadium and they can see the Bulls, they can see the Cheetahs, they can see the Lions players. The Boland players are delivering and they won all 3 games at home, like you just said now.
100%. Yeah, and even the scenes afterwards as well, the people running on. You haven't seen that in a very long time. That is your 1980s. Huh? The people running up, just trying to say hello to the heroes. That's awesome to see. But yeah. The Boland boys are going away now, 3 on a bounce away from home. They've got a couple of boys away from home, so we'll see what's going to happen on that. But also like the fixtures as well, games coming up. Boland is obviously playing Pumas on Friday night, and on Friday as well, Sharks is the Western Province, Cheetahs, Lions on Saturday, and then Bulls, Griquas, which is on Sunday. Currie Cup is heating up.
Yeah, it's a lot of youngsters. It's a lot of, obviously the 4 big unions are not playing any of the URC guys. So we're getting to see the future, which is also nice. I've been not critical, but I've been in the past where I wanted to see the best of the best playing in our Currie Cup, in our URC, but that's not the reality.
Yeah,
there's
it might
too much
be a
rugby.
reality because the URC guys might play the last couple of games. What's your thoughts on that? Sharks in the Stormers might use the last 2 games or the last game or whatever the case might be is to warm themselves up for the URC that's around the corner. What's your thoughts on that?
It makes a lot of sense, but if I was Dobbo or John Plumtree or Johan Ackerman, it makes sense that you don't have to create another game. There's already a fixture there. You get to give the boys impulse of time, maybe playing a bomb squad type of vibe where you still have some Currie Cup players that have played throughout the campaign, because the URC guys, they'll obviously not be match fit to the level as the Currie Cup players currently.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
But I've got no issues with the boys using that as a warm-up game.
Brilliant. I mean, that will just empower the people to go watch it. I mean, we saw it last year as well in the last game. I mean, Western Province played against the Pumas, and you saw Mani Lebok and Ruanel and all these guys playing. They need a game time, and they can't find game time, especially coming up to the season, coming around the corner. Yeah.
No, there's nothing we can do about it, Ruckus. We can just enjoy it.
Enjoy it, and we're enjoying it.
I love it.
Currie Cup is lekker. Rugby is lekker.
Especially Sundays.
Huh?
Sundays, Friday nights. Love it.
Op die couch.
Op die couch.
Lekker. Vuurtjie aan.
Slaap.
For the net. But yeah, let's talk about one of the fixtures as well. It's another game on Sunday, and it's a big one. It's the Women's Rugby World Cup on Sunday, 24th of August. Our women is taking on Brazil at Franklin's Garden in England.
Lekker, Northampton Stadium, eh?
Yes.
Nice.
Beautiful stadium. It's also in compact, soos Boland Stadium. Lekker, 20,000 lekker tyd. And I mean, the vibe will obviously be up and running there, and it's going to be enjoyable, especially for her. But let's get behind the women's as well.
Yeah, no, definitely, Paddy. Yeah. Let's look. They were confident before they leave. I know they really want to make the playoffs of the World Cup. They've done excellently. They beat in their last game. They beat the All Blacks XV15 at Athlone Stadium.
And his
yes,
girls.
So.
Correct,
they've built and they've tremendously done well over the last few years. Coach Swiss coming in. There's a difference.
Coach Franzel.
Franzel
as well.
Beffy.
Yeah, Beffy, yeah.
Having Nadine Roos there, moving to scrum half, having a more influence on the game. So let's talk about them. And that's the two of us. That's our responsibility to create awareness, making sure that the Ruckers know when they are playing. Post 'n bietjie oor die girls.
Yes, ja.
Okay? Stuur 'n boodskapie vir die girls. Okay.
Sê is agter hulle.
Kom, ons maak 'n videoetjie vir die girls.
Yes.
Come on, Ruckers.
En check die episodes oor ook. Okay, Lebawa.
Latsha.
Libby Jansen van Rensburg. Also on Behind the Ruck. Okay, go check those episodes as well. Let's get behind them. But then, talk about fixtures. Talk about the big one. Talk about the nervous one. It's on Saturday, Springboks versus Australia at the DHL Stadium at 5:10. Hey, team is out. Where are we? I'm nervous.
Okay. It's the first time in a long time that... look, let's be honest. Paddy, ons boetjie is geskit.
Is geskit 'n bietjie.
We've been confident. We've been so relaxed. We've been so accustomed
Top
to
of the world.
Number 1, then all of a sudden to 3. 1 week. Ek weet jy wat weekie.
Jo.
In 1 week.
Ja.
1, 2, 3.
One,
Not
two,
even
three.
1, 2, 3.
And that how it works basically is when you play against a team that's ranked number 8 on the world, and if you lose against them, you will lose a lot of lock points. And if it happens again this week, we will be number 6. So we can't. We will be number 6.
Can we drop from 1 to 6?
In 2
Rakkers,
games.
and there's no way we're saying the Bokke are losing
No,
this week.
no. We're just saying the
Okay.
reality, what will happen. But
How does that make sense, Parry?
because you're playing down under. If you play down under, you might go down under. So that is basically what it... If we lose against New Zealand, it's not a lot of lock points you're losing.
'Cause they're
So-
2.
They're 2. It's about
Okay.
who you're losing against. And I mean, Australia is sitting, I think, at number 8 at the moment. So that's how it's basically what it was. So a lot of pressure, but I'm pretty sure the boys will handle this pressure.
And how are we feeling about the team, Parry? Looking
Yes.
at Saturday.
Couple of changes. If you look at the team now, we've got Andre back at number 10. Kanan Moody will obviously slot in at right wing. Willie Leroux at 14. Ruan Arquia is there. Jean-Luc Dupree. So a couple of injuries with Pieter Stef Totoy and Sia Kolisi.
Currie.
Lot of changes.
Currie
Currie is as
injured.
well, but Cheslin is coming back. So
Yes.
it's a
Big
positive.
difference.
Yeah, positive to positive. Thomas Totoy sitting at number 3 as well. 6-2 split. We should have done 6-2 split first game. Because this bomb squad, the impact of the bomb squad wasn't on song this weekend. I knew there was a couple of injuries. I feel like the Wallabies bomb squad, the Wallabies replacements had a bit of a knock and they got a little bit of momentum. I mean, 22-0 up front, partner. We need to kill those opportunities. What's your thoughts and feel when you look at the team selection and we look at when it comes to the DHL Stormers, a DHL stadium, with also with the weather conditions of being wet and greasy and sanatla.
Look, the big change for me that I found quite surprising, and it's obviously enforced with Sia being out with a knee injury, is Jean-Luc Dupree.
Yep.
Big ball carrying forward, but hasn't had a lot of game time in the Springbok jersey over the past few years. Obviously, Polly coming in and Mani dropping completely out of the team. And I know there's been a lot of criticism in the media around Mani. And Rakkers, we don't do it.
I will not worry.
We don't do it.
Don't make me aggressive.
Yes.
Okay, Rakkers?
Okay, we can't applaud and clap handjies and say, oh, brilliant.
Brilliant.
So when we were up 22-0, Mani was the best in the world.
Yeah.
We don't watch rugby like that, Rakkers, okay? And we don't criticize and abuse our Springbok players.
100%.
Maar jy sit gewoon seatbelt op hulle.
Nee, ek wil definitief vir hulle maak me lekker aggressive. I mean, Mani Lebok was incredible that first 40 minutes. I've never seen a fly of soft hands, soos jy altyd sê, sit hy hande in die
museum.
In die museum. Soft hand, putting people into space. It looked easy, even with Grant Williams as well. And then they go over one thing. The kicking display was also incredible. Conversions to penalties. Wat soek hulle meer? Huh? Wat soek hulle meer?
Ek weet nie.
Just...
Okay, but I like it. We address you, Rakkers,
Yeah,
okay? And I know we, as a community, we didn't do it. But talk to your colleague.
Yeah.
If they're in the WhatsApp group talking ugly about our players, no. We rather refrain, we say nothing.
Yes.
Then say the ugly stuff, okay? Beautiful, we're going
And
to
there's
move
people
on.
in South Africa that's rugby supporters. A Springbok supporter don't leave the stadium 5 minutes to go. Hey, ek like nie daai nie.
No, we're not good time supporters.
Yeah.
We're Springbok supporters.
Okay, tot die ding sak.
Tot
Die sak.
Die sak.
Okay, afop. Rakkers asseblief, ons praat nie meer nie.
But buddy, if we come back to the game, Saturday DHL Stadium, Polly back. If we look at the team, I'm going to understand that we're going to kick a lot more.
Yeah, 100%.
We only had 6 kicks in the second half at Ellis Park. So I believe the kicking will be a lot more. Whether that will be happening of Grant, who kicked excellent Rakkers. 4 box kicks in the first 12 minutes. 4 return aerially.
Oh, beauty. No,
That's excellent.
It was excellent, yeah.
But we must understand with Polly, we're going to lose a little bit of attacking flair.
Yes, Polly's going to sit in the pocket a little bit more. So if you look at the squad overall, it's trying to hurt them. Obviously, the Wallabies also got injuries, but they were trying to hurt them in the first 40, 50 minutes. Play the DNA of the Springboks rugby. That is scrums, that is mauls. And if you look at the 6-2 split with the people coming on, Eben, Loot, Kwaga, Kobus, Wilco, it's trying to hurt them in the last 20, 30 as well when the bomb squad comes on.
Must be for me surprising, Parry, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, is Eben on the bench.
Yeah. I mean, with RG Schneemann there, I don't really mind it because I don't want to say it's like for like. I mean, Eben is Eben.
Yeah.
He does the dirty work. He does the unseen work. I mean, charging the scrum up down, running up and down. If you look at his stats this past weekend, 16 out of 17 tackles. I mean, 12 carries in a game for 80 minutes. He's a workhorse and he's our enforcer. But I mean, I would like to see him. That's weird, but it's also lekker to see him coming up the last 30 minutes and make a massive impact.
Hit.
Yeah.
Actie.
Yeah. Let's give RG is LeBron James first 40.
Yes.
And then Eben komen en maak.
But I would love to see RG staying on, Ruan maybe going off, and then Eben and RG finishing the game together.
But who's going to make the calls?
In the line-out. It has to be RG. Okay,
ja, hij moet opstaan.
Hij moet opstaan.
Ja.
Hij kan. Hij is out. All right? But look, I predict it's going to be a very close game. But last week, Ruckus, maybe I was also a bit arrogant in the way that I did my analysis on the game, my predictions.
Yeah.
So it was also a good opportunity for me to put on my seatbelt regarding other opposition teams, opposing teams. And maybe just too proud Springbok supporter that my prediction was I got carried away.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not only you, most South Africans.
My
plus
prediction
20, plus
party was 38-17 for the Springboks. The score was 38-22 for the Wallabies.
Yes. You must check yourself.
Ek moet myself check. But close game, I'm going to go less than 8 points for the Springboks.
Yeah. No, 100%. It's because it's a wet game. And I'm in the same boat. I'm probably going to go the same. It's going to be a +6, +5 for the Springboks.
It's going to be 3 points.
But you got to give credit to the Wallabies as well. I mean, I've been backing them this past couple of months in terms of how they've grown. If you look at the British and Irish Lions, and I've seen a couple of things, they're building combinations. You know, Ikitau in the midfield with Joseph Suali. I mean, those two boys coming back now, Nick White and James O'Connor. James O'Connor was a massive difference. The way he just analysed the first half was different, was under pressure a lot. Second half, he just pulled the ball, bridge pass.
I would love to know who made that call, that they changed their tech. That is the one cool thing I would love to know. Is it the players that felt the line press and then we said we find the space? Or is that the coaching staff that made the call halftime and saying, guys, we need to change our tactics?
Yeah.
And will they have the same tactics in a wet game at DHL Stadium? Or are they going to go back to that punch?
Punch.
You think so?
Because of the wet game, they're gonna go back to those punch. I don't think it's gonna be a running game this coming weekend. It's gonna be mauls, scrums, physicality, and see what's happening with the kicking game. That's my thoughts. I mean, this past weekend you can see a little bit more running because of the dry weather. And credit to Wallabies for Highveld matters, and it looked like the Highveld didn't matter for them at all. The way they come back and they're scoring tries and they put this under pressure as well.
They were functioning on good vibes, buddy, in the second half.
I don't know where they got it second and third gear. It looked like we got choked up a bit if you look at the last 20 minutes. But yeah, I'm excited to see the boys stepping up. It's a must-win.
Must-win.
Yeah.
Buddy, and they always say it, 7 days in sport, it's a long time.
It's a long time, yeah.
Okay? We're hurting as a nation. And Rassie was hurting. Everybody was hurting. Very disappointing. But come on, Cape Town, let's come out. If you're watching this on Thursday and Friday, and you haven't purchased your tickets, go make so. Let's go support our boys.
100%.
Come on, Bokke.
Get to the stadium. Not coat, maki saki. Price, maki saki. Don't be like my partner and go for a cheapie, then you might get knocked out. Okay? Check your light. Okay?
Classic.
See at the DHL Stadium, yeah. Partner, I mean, Sidney Tobias up next. Okay, let's get straight to the big man. I mean, he's doing fantastic work when it comes to Boland to still do it at 30.
Yes, I call him, when I message him, I call him Benjamin Button. For 36-year-old, and I believe he's playing his best rugby currently in his career. Benjamin Button. Kom ons gaan praat met die ou.
Careful, man. Sidney ons gaan hy uitkat, okay? Up next,
Sidney Tobias.
Ooh, Ruckus, okay? We've got the current Boland Cavaliers, Sunderland Boland Cavaliers, hooker in the house, okay? Our guest got the massive story of family pride and chasing his dreams. He's in the hot seat today. The hot seat, the super hot seat. Sidney Tobias in the house. Sidney, welcome to Behind the Ruck.
Thank you, Juan. Thanks, Rudy. Thanks for welcoming me.
Super awesome to have him on the show. I wanted to say Manchester United. That's why I know.
But I messaged him a few weeks ago. I'm like, Benjamin Button, how are you doing this?
Yeah, what do you...
36 years old.
What is this?
And I hope you don't mind playing your best rugby.
You know what it is? It's like when you're aging like fine wine.
Yes.
Wine. You had Bert and Francis on last week. When the wine ages, gets better because it pulls into the wood pulls into the wine. You get a different taste.
It's that type of grapes. We had a Corvin. Last week was a mess.
But Boykie, 36 body.
Sure.
First of all, recovering, still playing Currie Cup level rugby. How do you do it?
Recovery is key, Rudy. You know, at this age, you need to look after yourself after the games. You need to go make sure that you get enough sleep. You eat the proper food. You get in the ice baths. You take recovery swims, and you do everything that can keep you active for a bit longer.
Okay, Ruckus, I can't help myself. When I heard recovery swim, my brain, recovery swim, football?
Funny enough, you know, when I was at Paul Roos, I used to play water polo for Boland under 14, under 15. So, yes, that's probably where the chest is.
Okay.
You know, got a big back. No, but honestly, that I did play water polo for Boland. And,
Don't judge the book by its cover.
Nou, fair enough. Ik heb nou al 2 losses die naweek. Het gaat nou tough met Peyton.
Sydney, but currently at the Boland, it's looking good so far. I mean, you guys are playing fantastic rugby, and it's good to see people of Boland coming out, supporting you guys 3 from 3 at home. How's the season going so far? But for you, it's absolutely fantastic looking at the man of the match and the stuff that you're collecting.
I must say, I've got to give Coach Harvis his kudos. You know, he's been drilling me, and from last season to this season, he asked me to drop a couple of kgs, you know, because that's where the game is going to.
Honesty, Coach, honesty.
Yeah, honestly. And I took it on the chin, and I took it as a challenge.
Yeah.
I went down from 112 to 106 now. Dropped 6 kgs in the off season, and that's where the game is going to. You know, it's a fast pace. Everybody's trying to get less than 3-second rucks, so there's less time to set on attack or on defense. And that's just the type of player you're dealing with in the current generation. You get super athletes. You get backs that can play, centers that can play loose forward. And you get loosies that can play out wide because they've got the speed. So that's.
No, for me at the moment, you're a super hooker. You're in the form of your life, eh? I mean, back in the day, we used to, the PD King, you used to call him the PD King, but now it comes around the corner with physicality.
This past weekend, we played the Bulls, and Louis Schroeder, and we played together for Western Province back in the day, under 21. And he says, you haven't learned off that habit of keeping your hand on the ball. I told him, Louis, when the gap is there, the window is so small that you need to react immediately. So still, you know, old habits die hard.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But when we look at the Boland games, and I sit at home, and there's a certain jealousy because having this past weekend 11,000 people, previous game against the Lions 8,000 people. For you guys as the Cavaliers, as a player of the proud Boland region, how lekker is it to play in front of packed crowds weekends and seeing the people running onto the pitch after the game?
You know, Rudy, you having spent some time in France as well, you know, they've got smaller stadiums, but it's capacity. Every week it's full capacity. The crowd doesn't matter if it's a 10,000 seater, it's 10,000 fans that are there every week. And that was one of our goals as a squad. What we signed up for in the beginning of the season is that we want to create hope in the community, and we want to bring back people to the stadium. We want to fill the stadium. We want people to look at Boland with pride, and you know, now when you walk in Wellington or when you walk in Paul, the people they know you because they come and support you, and it's probably this past weekend against the Bulls is probably the best rugby experience I've ever had. You know, probably when my dad still played, in the 80s, you had people storming onto the field after a game. It's incredible scenes, and I've got to give kudos to the top management, Quentin van Rooyen, and you know, Gio Aplon, and all of them. Just the vision they had in creating all of this. It's been amazing to be a part of.
Yeah, Boland palen too.
Work near John Den.
And environment in the squad as well. We talk about the SA Cup as well, the qualifying for the Currie Cup, but environment that you spoke about the coaching staff has created inside the squad. What's that like? What is the goals? Everyone on par? Is everyone buying in on the same goals?
That's probably one of Harvey's biggest. His main attribute is he can get a lot of a group of guys to believe in one common goal. And it's been amazing to see the buy-in from each and every player. You know, he's one of the easiest coaches to satisfy because all he asks for is hard work. And it's sometimes you, as a player, you think, flip, this guy, you know, he's draining all the energy. But, you know, when you come to the games feel easy because you've worked past probably what you thought mentally was what you were capable of, and he's pushed you towards your limits. But then in the games, it's paying dividends. Yeah. And no, we've got a wonderful squad. We've got a wonderful coaching staff. You know, with the addition of Coach Pote Iman, you know, he brings a bit of grunt, old school grunt, and that's just it's amazing to be a part of that. We've got Shaw that came from the Cheetahs as well as a defense coach. You can see the guys. He's been coaching for more than 20 years, and everything comes so easily. The way he communicates. You've got Coach Elson Bok, who's there doing great work with the backline players. You know, it's our backs are probably they're saving us every week with the wonderful tries and the set play moves and everything. You've got Jacqueline Janssen, that's also the skills coach.
And my assistant coach too,
so, you know, and he helps out the outside backs a lot. You know, he's also there with the passing and the core skills. So, no, we've got an amazing group. You know, I always say I'm quite good friends with Curtly Arons.
Yes.
And he always used to greet all the security guards at Loftus by their name. Yes, and then I always thought to myself, yeah, that's quite special. And then I realized, but it's because the Bulls gave him everything. And that's exactly how I feel about Boland. Because I can name him Abram, I can name him Mans, the backroom staff, you know. People don't see, it's a smaller union. So when you come from a bigger union to a smaller union, you realize that one guy's got 3 jobs. And whereas at a big union, you've got each guy doing this and this and that. Job, but you know, people they just take ownership and stand up and do what they need to do
100%.
To get the job done.
And it takes everyone to make a job. I mean, days like Sundays special. I mean, their hard work to make sure they look after the stadiums and stuff like that. It makes it easier for you to.
No, 100%. You know, it's been raining. We've been blessed these last 3 home games because it's been raining up until Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday we get
beautiful.
We get the best days in the winter here in Wellington, and that's God's grace on this team, you know. And I've got to give the biggest credit probably to our Heavenly Father because as a group He keeps us connected. He ties us, you know. We tie in well with each other, and you know. The biggest thing for us is to stay humble and remain grounded as a group because we haven't achieved anything yet.
Yeah,
that was my question. Because you are older statesman, is that your role that you need to play in this team, Sadbel? That you, because you've experienced so much through your career, and we're gonna get into that now. Is that your role currently? That is also important, not just the playing part, but making sure that you're keeping everybody level-headed, staying on cue. That we haven't achieved anything yet.
That's the thing about rugby. It's like life. There's a lot of ups and downs, and you know it's ebbs and flows. So you've got to take the good with the bad. You know, you've got to. Sometimes you get a dish that requires some salt. Sometimes you there's no salt needed. So I try and give some advice to the youngsters and younger guys. And you know, there's like you guys know, Juan being from the Boland as well in Wellington. Paul and Wellington oozes talent. It's probably something in the water. I don't know what it is, but you know, it's important to keep the guys grounded and just to let them know that there comes a time in your career where there's nothing else except hard work that's going to separate you, because you're going to get to a level where a guy is just as good, but he's just working harder. And I think that's probably been my biggest blessing over the last 3 or 4 years. Is that I got to meet and play with my hero, which is Bismarck du Plessis. And I still keep in touch to him to this day. You know, he watches our games, he gives me feedback, and we still interact with each other. And I learned from him, and Paige can reaffirm this, and from Mornay Steyn, the way they act as professionals. You've not seen an example like that. I mean, Mornay and Bismarck were there at the Bulls and at Loftus. They were there each morning, 6 o'clock. Bismarck runs a 5K every day, and I thought to myself, is this guy crazy? But then I realized now, the older I'm getting, that's what it takes. Before the late, great Cornel Hendricks passed away, we were speaking about this, and I told him, as soon as you hit over the 35 mark, then you start to realize what it actually takes to get up and go to the field every day with the same energy. You've got to match guys that they recover twice as fast. So you've got to match their energy. You've got to just got to take a little bit better care of your body and be better mentally prepared for what's to come. And I learned so much from Bismarck. I was truly blessed to play underneath him and just I was like a sponge around him.
Absorb.
Yes, 100%.
Absorb.
Vat alles in.
Vat alles. But boykies, I don't know if I should say this, buddy, and it might be extremely deep and off topic. But Sidney just spoke about the late Cornel. This was his dream that Boland plays in a Currie Cup, and how passionate he was about the project. It is surreal that Boland has done it.
Yeah.
And I do still can see you guys still play for him and how much you guys trying to keep his legacy alive, which I find so cool.
Yeah, and it was a pinnacle part, especially of your squad as well, bringing that energy and stuff like
100%. Everybody that knew Cornel knew he was a guy that gives more than what he takes. A lot of people, and now that he's not there, you miss that.
Yeah.
Someone giving you energy. And the thing about Cornel was it was never about him. It was always about, he just wanted to see Boland in its rightful place.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that with arrogance or to any disrespect to all this other smaller unions, but he always had it in his mind that this is a area of so much talent that goes to other provinces, other places all across the world. Why can't Boland keep their talent and grow their own strong franchise or team? And no, Cornel was special.
Yeah, it was special. Yeah. It left a massive legacy as well when it comes to Boland. And I mean, this is the parts. Timur's Fontaine is a place where he spent a lot of his time, especially later on in the late couple of years of his career. And even like with the juniors as well. I'm part of the juniors at the Boland, but he always give me like advice or like trying to help or come around and have a discussion about how we can look after the next Cornel Hendricks and stuff like that. That comes from these parts was next level and special.
Oh, definitely. And I just get a smile, Ruckus, when I talk about him. It's always fond memories. He always corrected everyone. Also, very important. Hy's nooit verkeerd gewees nie. So that's why I got a smile on my face. But Sarah, back to you. Career, rugby.
Yo, big one. It's not like it's over. Okay, we're talking like...
No, we're just celebrating.
Yeah, we want to go to 40.
If there's guys doing it currently, and you had Brocky playing until, what was he, 41 or 42, and Dion Fourie just signed an extension, so why not?
Ma Nonu also.
Ma Nonu is
Is it the
43.
first
Ma Nonu is 43 and he's still playing, so there's always a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
But with that you need to have a lot of grace and you need the Lord's hand over your life to
protection. Yeah.
But would you like to go till 38, 39? Is that, I know we don't want to put it out there in the world and sound arrogant, but if you just take Sidney, the who loves rugby purist, would you like to play till you're 39, 38 years old?
At this stage, Rudy, I'm taking it year by year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the best way to get the most out of my body and out of me, like physically and mentally. Every preseason gets tougher, and I don't know if you were part of the preseasons where they introduced the Bronco and it gets tougher because you've got to work harder than the younger guys. I've always loved gym. It's no
Seniority,
secret.
yeah.
I love lifting weights. So I think even if I have to retire or when I finish with playing rugby one day, I'll always keep active in that way. But it's the running that's becoming harder and harder and harder.
But it's great to see you back, man. I mean, you had an incredible career. You went around South Africa, but also overseas as well. Zebra, Sail Sharks, America as well. You also announced your retirement. You went into a little bit of retirement. Talk us through that transition and also the decision from there to where you are now.
Yeah, so I was at Zebra, Parma in Italy, and then the club went through a little bit of a financial dip. Now in Italy it works a bit different. The clubs are funded by the Italian Federation.
Yes.
Okay.
And they've got I think 50% ownership privately. So the owner he pulled his sponsorship to Zebra, and at that time you can't live in Europe and expect someone to send you whatever, or you can't go about your day with rands. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. And I just decided, maybe this is time to call time on my professional career. At that time, Nas Olivier was at a mining club, Impala, and he sent me a message because he also played for Zebra, but in like 8 or 10 years prior to that. And the same thing happened to him where the club went.
Oh my goodness.
So he knew exactly what I was going through, and he said, no, Boyke, come and play here, and we're going to be part of the Community Cup. I think it's called the Gold Cup.
It's Gold Cup now.
The Community Cup, and you can work for the mine. There was Impala, and you can work for them, and then you can get yourself a career for after rugby. And as I was playing there, I had a good Community Cup because obviously you've just come from, at that time they call it URC now, but used to
Pro
be
14.
Yeah, Pro 14. So you've basically come from playing against Munster and playing against Ulster, where you've got to face Peter O'Mahony's and you've got to Bandi Aki from Connacht when it's raining. I don't think people understand how bad it is to play Connacht in Connacht when it's
Christian.
Sideways.
They don't understand that wind. And when you run into halftime, maybe you're leading by 2 points, but you were playing not with the wind but with the rain.
Yeah.
Then those guys tell you you're not leading by enough.
Yeah.
It's not the lead is not big enough.
Yeah.
And then you realize that second half when you change sides and then you see what they were talking about. But and then from Impala, Northern Platinum, also a mining company with
Where's that located, Sidbo?
in Tabazimbi.
Okay.
Between Northern and Tabazimbi, it's in Limpopo. And then Wikus van Heerden.
Yeah.
So his brother Skalk van Heerden.
Yes, that you played with at Varsity Cup.
Yes, we played together. And he said, no, come play for this team and, they'll sort you out and everything. And while I was there, went there for 3 years and, I furthered my studies and I did rock engineering, went underground. And I went underground quite at least 3-4 times a week. And, that I think shaped me.
What is it like down there?
Yeah.
Well, you basically, it's the deepest, Northern Platinum, zonder einde is the deepest platinum mine in the world. So it's about 2.9 k's. Down.
You can explain it. You go into a lift and then you go down.
Yeah,
how long?
It's not a lift. A lift is a nice thing to get in a hotel. It's called, they use the terminology, a cage. Basically. So it fits about 40 people. It's stacked on top of each other. So it's one, call it a lift now.
Yeah.
One lift. So there's 40 people at the bottom, 40 people at the top. And then you go down.
2.9 Ks.
2.9.
Dark.
So you basically go down. The lift only goes, I think, up until 1.6. And then you've got to take chair lifts, they call it. So basically in mining, you mine, you've got to go so you can only have a vertical shaft up until a certain
Point.
yeah, elevation, or what do you, not elevation, but
Devaluations.
yeah, we're not going to make up our own words, but up until a certain depth, certain depth, and then you need to have chairlift. So it's basically as the vertical shaft comes down like this, then you've got a chairlift that goes.
Yeah.
So it's escalator.
But you sit and hang on it. It's like a chair that goes. It's like one of those stuff you have at the, you know, with all the
merry-go-round.
circles. Yeah, merry-go-round. But now you understand. It's basically how it works. And then you go down with the chairlifts, and I think the deepest level there was level 19. So it works in levels.
Yeah.
And that's not the worst part. It's not going down. What people don't understand with the old mines is that you've got to walk far to go to your working place. So basically, you go down, that takes about 15, 20 minutes. And then you've got to walk basically an hour and a half.
Yeah,
hour
man.
and 20, I promise you.
To get to your spot.
You walk with PPE, gumboots. You walk about, say, 3.8, 4Ks. Because remember, you can't mine close to the shaft pillar. So every shaft, as you go vertically down, they leave a pillar there so that obviously that stuff doesn't happen. So you can't mine close to that. So you've got to mine further away. You mine away from the vertical shaft.
True. And how long are you down there doing your thing?
So
since you kicked the cage.
So at that time, my day used to consist of, my late mother, she used to get dialysis 3 times a week. So my parents live in Caledon, and she needed to go Mondays, Wednesdays and Thursdays. So they would drive from Caledon to Somerset West. So I would make it I would always make sure every day that she needed to go that I phone them and I make sure they're awake, because it was only my dad. All the kids moved out of the house.
Yeah.
So I made sure that they were awake and, you know, that they left on time and everything. So my day, I would wake up at 4. So I think my mother's dialysis started at 6:30 or something like that. So I would wake up at 4, you know, and I would put, I still remember this, I used to put because I like a pre-workout. I'm not gonna lie. So I used to put my pre-workout, I would make it the previous night, put it next to the bed. And as you wake up at that time, I would just wake up, take a sip. And then I have to go wake up and phone them, and then I go gym. Then I go gym every day at 4:45 up until 4:45. From 6 till 6:10, I would get ready for work, and then 6:30, I would report. Yeah.
So you would jump in the morning, then you still had to go 2.9 down, 3.4 that way, and then work.
And then you must come back again, eh? There's not a taxi or train to bring you back to the
same thing.
Yeah.
But how long are you down there doing your work?
Basically, it depends on what shift you work, but you can say you won't go down for less than 5.
Or 5.
Between 5 and 8 hours. Sometimes if you miss your
the cage.
then you've got to stay. You've got to stay. Then wait for the next shift. Yeah. So that's the thing. What people don't understand about miners or people, that it's incredibly hard work. You know, it's humbling, and I think that's probably where I realized that you don't look at people on face value. That's probably the biggest lesson I took from mining, is that you can see someone in a PPE and in a pair of gumboots, but then you can be the general manager because they also need to go underground regularly and make sure that, you know, everything is operating towards a certain standard.
Did you enjoy it?
Not in the beginning. It was remember, you know, rugby players, and me and Rudy were speaking about this. You know, as a player, I think you sometimes live in this bubble. That you think this is gonna last forever. It's not gonna last forever.
100%. And things come and go.
We've got a common friend, Burton Klaassen, who always says, you know, once the music stops, make sure you've got a seat to sit on.
100%.
Sure.
And so that for me was the eye opener. That maybe when I got my opportunity again, I looked at the game differently. And while I was there, while I was going through that, what do you call it, that 8-hour shifts or whatever, I would get back up to surface, go finish your paperwork and then go home, eat something. I would go run before a training session because it's club rugby. I never had the idea to get back into the pro game.
Okay.
But then as things worked out, the first year we played in the Limpopo League, so Northern Rhinos. And then the following year, Willem Strauss, the president of the Bulls, invited them to play in the Carlton League. And those 2 years that I played in the Carlton, I had good years. I was the top try scorer. I think the first year, a lot of them were.
Okay.
We're not gonna elaborate. We're not gonna elaborate. But it was like I think 21 tries, and then the second year 22 tries, and then Jake phoned me the first year, and then and he asked me, "Look here, you're still too young, Jake White," and he said, "Don't you want to try again?" And then I said, "No, coach, I'm over this." And then the second year he phoned again, and then he made it easy for me to say yes. He meant Edgar Rathbone. I always say Jake played a massive part in me coming back into the game, and I would forever appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I mean, the time you spent in the mine, would that will always influence your life and how you see things and do things?
100%. I learned there at the mine, they've got this saying, sometimes you need to mine through SHIT. Through that ground to get to the gold. And a lot of people don't understand that sometimes you when you're going through hard times, you question, why is this happening to me? Why am I... You always try and play the victim. And I just realized there that, one of my managers always said, life is unfair. Deal with it.
Yeah.
And it is. And some people got born with a silver spoon in the mouth, and some, they don't have that. They don't have that backup. So you've got to create your own luck.
Yeah, no, 100%, yeah. And I mean, you let Ruben Johannes there. The animal, Ruben Johannes, they went down together. And he was working upstairs, and Ruben was doing it for some parts of it.
Yeah, no. So it was one of our friends that I also brought up to the mine, and I told him, you can create something for you after rugby, and then. But Ruben didn't last long. That was not for him. And each to their own. I think it takes a certain type of person to work underground.
Ik is klaar te thinking about it. I'm claustrophobic.
Yeah, there's no light, there's no nothing. And the air is not enough as well.
Die short guys do it.
Now that I think about it, your height is actually makes you perfect for the when you're in the panel.
Yes.
Now when you're gonna mine. The stoping height is, I think, 1.6 meters.
Yeah, it's te lang.
So
no,
but you don't need to bend over a lot. So maybe that...
Send me the form, I'll fill it to apply.
I feel like this is going to be a social media thing, me in a mine. Damn it.
And Sidney, on that as well, I mean, you spoke about Jay giving you a second life, but early in your career, there was also a lot of expectation being, Errol's son to make it. There was your brother as well that was named Errol also. Was a massive pressure on you and your brother as well to be the next Springbok, while your dad was the first black Springbok?
I think obviously that comes with expectation, and maybe in the beginning part of my career I couldn't fully understand why people was expecting things of me, because firstly I'm a hooker and my dad's a fly-off. So there's a lot of differences, attributes and everything. But the older I got, the more I realized that it's better to embrace it. You'll never, like my dad probably gave me the best advice, and he said, like, you're your own man, and you'll never be me, or you must be the best version of yourself. And I took on to that words, and I realized that I must play towards my strengths. And that's why Rudy was making jokes about the pick and go, but that's something I'm good at. Coach Harvey doesn't always like it, but I promised him I'll only do the pick and go when the gap opens.
Yes,
Coach.
when you can score.
Yes, and so like growing up, Dad Springbok, what was that like in Caledon? What were you like as a
Overberg.
boy before you went to Polroos, living in Caledon, which is a proud rugby town and a beautiful town in the Overberg Rakkers? But I can only imagine, but I don't want to imagine. I want you to tell me, what was it like being where your dad was taking photos? Were you guys seeing other Springboks through your dad and
Yes.
as growing up?
We got to interact a lot with Rob Lowe, you know, the loose forward. Impis the Toy been a vital part in my career because he also went to Polroos. So I got to tap into their, you know, knowledge and Tien Stoffberg. So there's a lot of older gentlemen that really played a big part in my upbringing as a rugby player. And, you know, there's also Jerome Parwater and, you know, there's a lot of people that added and contributed to where I am today. But one of my earliest memories was when I made the Boland under 12 team. That was the first time I put on a Boland jersey.
Genoten.
Yeah, when I first time I put the jersey on, and my dad, he asked me, and at that time I think you grade 6. What's it, standard 4? That grade 6. And my dad asked me, what do you want to do when you grow up? And obviously, coming out of a rugby house, you want to be a rugby player. And my dad took me to the rugby field and he made me do fitness. And at that time, I was a bit more. I don't want to say
fit money.
Yeah, a bit chubby. And I thought, this is probably the worst day of my life, man. And then he told me that's what it takes. It takes nothing less than that if you want to reach the highest level in the sport. The older I'm getting, the more I realize that it's
as simple.
It's as simple as that. It takes nothing more than just grinding and
work for what you want.
Yeah, outworking the next guy. Because, like I said earlier, you get to a stage where talent across the board is the same. But the differentiator is probably the work rate or your fitness or...
Yeah, like they say, hard work beats talent if talent doesn't work hard enough.
100%, man. When talent works hard, it's over.
It's over.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
There is a Sidney Tobias.
When talent works hard, it's over.
It's over, yeah.
So, maar hakker, how did Dad feel about you playing hooker? Was there ever a chance that you could be a 10 or 12 or a 15?
Whose brother is a 10?
Yeah, my brother used to play 10 years. No, I don't think there was ever a chance of me playing in the backline. Doesn't matter how fast or how much hybrid athlete you get.
Yeah.
I just wasn't blessed with my dad's pace of the mark. I've got all his skills. I've got his dummy. Still pass out of the hips.
And the bullet.
Yes. And, you know, and I've learned that playing 10, and Rudy, you can contest. You can confirm this. Whether you play 2, 9, 10, or 15, your core job you've got to do every single day.
Stuff.
And that's one of the things that I learned in a later stage of my career. The Bulls, where Rudy knows how much time the hookers spend throwing in. And then you think, why must I? You've got to keep a diary of how many throws you did per day. And the 9's the same with the passing and the kicking and the 10's. You know, so that's where once you realize that you play in one of those positions, that's even if you do nothing on the day of the game or during the game, but you just do your basics extremely well.
100% in
you're having a good game because that's why you're there. As a hooker, my dad always tells me before every game, remember everything starts with you. Whether it's you hooking the ball at the scrum or throwing it in. The only thing you don't do is kick off to start the game. But I mean,
that's quite cool.
Yeah.
Something to have from hooker's point of view. And for you, I mean, your dad's got a legacy, your family's got a legacy. What legacy do you want to leave for yourself?
Question,
and for the youngsters out there, obviously your dad as well, father for Bella. What do you want to leave? What do you want people to remember you with?
I just want, when people look at me, I just want them to see someone that's willing to work hard or go the extra mile for other people. I think my journey here in Boland or at the Union now currently is to leave the jersey in a better place, to impart my knowledge onto others. You know, what I've learned, you don't need to make the same mistakes that Sidney made for you to be a better player or go further in your rugby career. And that's what I learned from guys like Bismarck, you know. So for me, it's just I want to leave the jersey in a better place, and I want to see the union where our late friend Cornell saw the union as, you know, as a franchise union. Can you imagine
Fighting with the big dogs?
Can you imagine Kainan and Currie and Grant Williams and all those guys playing for Boland? Can you
I
imagine?
can.
Sure.
And you know how scary that must be. When you
If
face
all the
a Boland,
people,
all the talent
the
that goes
DNA
out
comes back.
and that's
Where everything
I
started.
think that's what Quentin and Gio's
Vision.
bigger vision is for, and Coach Harvey's is for Boland people to we want to create youngsters that want to play for Boland, not want to play for the Bulls or the Lions or the Stormers, but you want to stay in your hometown and play for your home province.
At home, enjoy.
I would lekker wees.
Yeah.
It would be so nice plus staying at home and playing at home.
You know, the best part of playing the Bulls this past weekend was when you saw that the guy on the horse, you know, hey, Cavalier,
Like the
you know, and that's how we grew up, Johan.
Yeah,
and that's what we
oldies,
saw,
yeah.
and that's what we trying to recreate and even do it better, because we've got the financial backing of wonderful sponsors now. You know, we've got Sanlam and Puma and Puma and all every Uma you can name. We've got all the sponsors and everyone's buying in, and you know, there's so much talent in the squad.
100%, yeah.
Boys, on a light-hearted note, the Cavalier on the horse, is that something that used to be there in the past?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because when I put on the
John
TV,
Daniels, yeah.
I almost fell off the couch.
It used to be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It used to be there.
When we were like 8, 9, 10 years old, running around in Wellington, that was the days. John Daniels and
Yeah.
Tell Joy Boland. Tell Joy
See,
Boland.
you remember.
what sponsors this?
No, it was
I don't know
when
if
Julius
Teljoy-
and...
I don't know if Teljoy still exists, but that time.
There's no Vuma.
There's no Vuma. There's no Sanlam.
Sanlam.
Sanlam. So you know, we've got.
The future is bright, and it will be lekker to see Boland in
SVD. NSVD.
SVD.
Okay.
Following the big unions and being in the like the URC and challenging each other in the top league. That's. I mean, Boland is obviously on plans for that and trying to get ourselves and fighting with the big dogs.
I think that's part of our 3 to 5 5-year plan that we have for the union. That's where we see the union going into the direction we see it going into is to be a franchise union. And if you think about it, we're 45 minutes away from the airport, you know, in Wellington, in Cape Town.
Easy, yeah.
It's probably the most scenic rugby field, bar Cape Town Stadium, where you've got Table Mountain. But if you look at the Bainskloof, you know, it's people don't realize how beautiful Boland is until you've driven, you know,
around
up the Bainskloof, and you go to Ceres and you see how it's jaw dropping. To stand on that field and see that background, I mean, I know the opposition. They've got a lot of time to look. Yeah, because you look
when they're on the pulse.
Yes, 100%. And then you see, it's beautiful. Maybe I must come and join here.
Yeah.
And, no, I'm just joking, but it's honestly it's one of the most scenic rugby stadiums probably in the world.
Now, Sidbo, we've come to the end of the conversation. I want to firstly say thank you for your time. And I want to encourage you guys all the best for the remainder of the Currie Cup season. Hopefully, Boland can get a semi-final spot. Hopefully, if, wishful thinking and positive thinking, get a home semi-final so we can see that crowd and see that type of rugby again.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
That's
100%, yeah. And all the best as well, Sidney. I mean, thanks for making the time. I know you've got a busy schedule. But yeah, and thanks for making the time for the youngsters that are under 21 level as well. He's assistant coach. He helps me with this and stuff.
Actually.
But yeah,
I honestly appreciate it, Rudy and Juan. You know, I think we're just going to stick to our approach that we've been following, and that's to take it day by day, week for week, game by game, and just you know, do your job. That's the main thing that Coach Harvey wants to get across to all the players.
Know your job, do your job.
Don't focus about outside things that you can't control. So we've obviously set goals for ourselves as a team and as a union, and we're on par to reaching that. But the main thing is to stay humble and let the main thing stay the main
Let the
thing.
main thing stay the main thing.
So when the Ruckers now know Sydney, played water polo for Boland,
100%.
a rock engineer,
Yes.
and currently fighting to get a home semi-final spot for the Boland Cavaliers. Is that spot on?
Amen. I'm gonna say amen.
Thank you, Wiki.
Amen to that.
100%. Thanks, Sidney, for the time. Yeah, guys, that's Sidney Tobias. Legend.
Lekker, man.
Lekker to catch up with the big man. I mean, what a journey he's had. Talking about from the start of his career, the expectation of his dad. I mean, for a legend Springbok, first black South African rugby player. It's history.
No, it's lekker. And Ruckers, that is the purpose of the show, is to connect people, players, and all of us as a community together. So it's lekker to chat with someone who's also doing really well with Boland Cavaliers. Okay? And the love of Boland Cavaliers today is at ultimate high.
Yes.
It's like water in a kettle.
Get behind
that's
the
boiling.
boys.
Brrrr.
They must get behind the boys, yeah.
say.
And also behind the Boland and 21, starting this
Yes.
weekend.
Oh, yeah, all the best, buddy.
Yes, thank
With
you.
the campaign.
Will I see you there?
Yes.
Okay. Make
Not
time
this
for us.
Saturday,
But come, support me
Yes,
as well.
after that page is off.
100%, yeah.
But Ruckers, episode 110 has almost come to an end, and I want to make a special mention to the people that make sure the lights and everything stays on SuperSport Bet, and I want to encourage you guys to go download the app, make the switch, okay? They back us, so we back them. Make the switch, get your skin in the game, download the SuperSport Bet app. Okay, Ruckers, also we've got a WhatsApp channel.
Yes.
For all information, go to the WhatsApp channel. We got a website. So you got any
Yes.
queries, go to the website, send us a message. You can also find the episodes on the website.
Social
Buddy,
medias
and what
as well.
must they do? They forget it's 110. Sometimes you let stuff slip.
Yeah.
You leave breadcrumbs on the floor. What must they do?
110 episodes and we still have to say the same thing.
Yes.
Okay, it's time to like, share, and subscribe. Please, Ruckers, okay? We've got goals. We want to get to 40,000, okay, the end of this year. And you can make it happen for us.
But I've watched, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. Our analytics says there's still 51% of the viewers is not subscribed.
Is it?
Roofkijkers.
Can you see their address and can you find their names?
En nog nie.
Okay, but if let's find a way
Ons
because
gaan
I need that information.
Exactly.
To sort them out, yeah. Yeah, buddy, awesome stuff. I mean, we got a lot going on. I'm starting with my campaign as well. I mean, the Springboks are up and running, but we've got a lot of other stuff going on as well. The Sunday review, go make time for that, where we chitty chat, had our say from the past weekend's game. So every Sunday, guys, at 7 o'clock, don't miss it. And Thursday, 6 p.m., don't miss it.
Come on.
Okay, when you see our faces, don't miss it. Come say hello. Okay, hello indeed, yeah.
Ruckers, we can see you guys next week again. Okay, I'm Rudy Page.
Ooh, I'm Juan.
And the ruck is clear.
Bye-bye.
Next week, guys.